Well, welcome back, Devils fans. It is your host, Ace, here on Running with the Devils, where we are talking New Jersey Devils hockey all year long. Please hit that subscribe button, smash the like, share with a friend. Thank you very much. And as you all know, our beloved New Jersey Devils are coming off pretty ugly back-to-back losses at home at the Rock, which for some reason over the past few seasons has been an absolute house of horrors for the boys. They have played horribly at home. They've been a much better road team. Topic for another day. However, the Devils will be looking to bounce back in Detroit tonight with a matchup against the Red Wings before coming home for tomorrow night's matchup against the Islanders back at the Rock. And after practice today, Sheldon Keefe said that both Luke Hughes and Pesce will be traveling with the team to Detroit. Beyond that, he said he thinks they will both make their returns at some point this weekend. And when he clarified that, he meant either in Detroit tonight or tomorrow night at home against the Islanders. And this is exactly what I've been waiting for. I've been telling lots of you who are doomsdayers, and apparently there's tons of you guys out there somehow melting down about the season in October. We're still a week away from Halloween, and the way some people have reacted online is inconceivable to me. I can't believe the levels that some of you have taken your hatred and venom, if you will, towards the team this early in the season. We have a new coach. He's been here for 9 games. He's implementing a new system. We were without Luke Hughes and Pesce this whole time, and we've managed to go 5-3-1. I mean, I don't know what people's expectations were, but either way, Luke Hughes and Pesce will be making the return. Hopefully we see it tonight in Detroit. And the interesting thing for me is going to be whether Sheldon Keefe plays them as a pairing, and essentially they would just replace the Misiul-Nemitz pairing, in my opinion. I think Nemitz is going to Utica. I just don't see any other option here with these two coming back. But will Keefe just replace pair for pair, or will he tinker with the defensive pairings and try to make some new pairings with these two guys back in the lineup? I think at first he is going to keep the pairings as is for now. That's my guess. I think Hamilton and Dillon will stay together, as will Siegenthaler and Kovacevic. And then I think we're going to see Luke Hughes and Pesce as a pair to start, at least. I could see it being kind of swapped around, over time. And I guess by overtime with Sheldon Keefe, it could be by mid-game tonight against the Red Wings if they do, in fact, make their returns tonight. But time will tell. It's going to be interesting, and this should make the defense significantly better. Now, for those of you that are very in the moment, I'm not saying the defense is going to be significantly better tonight. While I'm hoping that's the case, I do think it's going to take a string of games, whether it's 4, 5, 6 games, whatever it is, for these guys to fully get back up to game speed, get integrated with the team, and kind of get clicking on the same page as everyone else who's been playing for the last, few weeks now. So I do think there's going to be a little bit of an adjustment period with them coming in, but in the end, this is going to make the New Jersey Devils hockey team a much better team. Much better. We've been playing without both of these guys the whole season. And for all of the doomsdayers, again, I don't know what more to say other than give it some time. And my benchmark for everyone I threw out the other night in the Post-Postgame Live was wait till Thanksgiving. The Devils played 25 games before Thanksgiving. That is almost 1/3 of the way through the season, and I believe that is a good kind of threshold to analyze what's going on. For the people freaking out in October, it is beyond ludicrous. I can't even have a conversation with some of these people. But some of the concerns are valid, I will say. Sure. Has there been concerning issues? Yes. I'm not saying the Devils have looked amazing. Obviously, they have not in the past couple of games. But to me, they have shown flashes of a team much improved from last season. And I think it's only going to get better as time goes on. And we are fully healthy with these two guys back in the lineup. So everyone just calm down, step back from the ledge. It's not even Halloween, and people are declaring the season over. I expect big things from this club, and it's going to take a little bit of time. That's all. Devils heading into a huge stretch. 3 games and 4 nights. Again, this October schedule has been unforgiving. A lot of, 2 games and 3 nights, 3 games and 4 nights. And we just got to get through it. I mean, there's nothing else we could do about it. The Global Series is a gift and a curse, and part of the curse of it is you come home and have a treacherous kind of stretch of games. 3 games and 4 nights, starting with tonight in Detroit, back home tomorrow night against the Islanders, and then off Saturday, and then Sunday night, a very unusual Sunday night game back at the Rock against the Anaheim Ducks, and I am looking forward to this 3-game stretch. I think we are going to get at least some early answers as to how this team is going to respond after 2 embarrassing losses, quite frankly, at home. 2 horrible outings. That Capitals game, even though the Devils fought back from 2 different 2-goal deficits and were able to salvage a point, not a great outing whatsoever. And obviously, the game against the Tampa Bay Lightning was just abysmal in every way possible. Jack Hughes with a 3-point night against the Lightning was one of the very few kind of bright spots if you had to find one. Timo Meier had 2 goals. Kovacevic somehow a +2 amidst the train wreck that was that game. And if this team could play with the intensity they play with when they're down big late in games, if they could come out for the first period with that same intensity and play that same style of game, I believe this team will be very good. It's just been a consistency issue, in my opinion. They've shown signs. They've shown periods where they've looked like a very good hockey team, and we just need to see that for the full 60 minutes, and we're going to get the results. I fully believe that. So, again, I am not wavering whatsoever from my early opinions. After Fitz made all the offseason moves, I thought this team was going to be very good, and I still think that. It's just unfortunate that we've had, back-to-back stinkers at home now, but that's part of it. I mean, even teams that win the Cup have stretches where they looked less than stellar, and this New Jersey Devils team is no different. I'm hoping we could go on a deep run, but it's going to take some time, and everyone just needs to be patient. Again, a new coach, a new system, lots of new players. These things don't happen overnight. I mean, just think about all the things people have been complaining about, and I'm talking to the doomsdayers now, I suppose. Think of all the things you've complained about over the past few years. It's turnover issues or bad habits that some players have. Players aren't going to unlearn these things magically in the snap of a finger. It just does not happen like that. And so I'm sure Keefe is really honing in and drilling down to try to get these guys to fix some of these habits and to play the way he wants them to play. Obviously, we know very up-tempo, high pace, sprint to pucks, play physical. And it's going to take some time for them to unlearn some of the bad things and bad habits that they've picked up along the way and they've been doing for the past few seasons. There's a new sheriff in town, and it's going to take everyone some time to fully adjust, and that's going to be reflected in some poor outings on some nights, unfortunately. Again, no one hates losing more than I do. I am a longtime Devils fan who lived through the glory years. I've been waiting for something to be excited about since that 2012 Stanley Cup run where we lost to the Kings. And unfortunately, there hasn't been much to cheer about outside of that 22-23 amazing regular season that the Devils had, setting the franchise record with 112 points before beating the New York Rangers in a glorious 7-game series. Outside of that, I fully get it, guys. It's been 12 years of mostly pain and misery, and I totally get it. No one wants to see this team succeed more than I do. I, again, grew up with the Martin Brodeur, Scott Stevens, Kenny Danico, Scott Niedermayer, New Jersey Devils, absolute legends that won 3 cups in 9 seasons and were a perennial playoff contender each and every year with Lou Lamoriello at the helm. We are spoiled. We were completely spoiled by that run. And it's unfortunate because we've fallen so far from that. I am hoping that we are on the cusp of a turnaround where we get back to that type of winning franchise where we are going to make the playoffs every year like it is our birthright. That's not even a question. The only question is how far do you go in the playoffs? And I think Fitzy and Keefe will get us there. I really do. I do think this is going to be a big season for this team, and I think it's going to really mark a true turnaround for the franchise. Our core players are in place. We have some great role players. The really only somewhat of a question mark for the long-term future of this hockey club is who is the goaltender going to be after Jacob Markstrom. And again, that's a future problem, a future question, a future issue to deal with. I'm not worried about that today. All I am worried about today is this team doing whatever they can do to improve, to get better every day, get into the playoffs come April, and make a march toward Stanley Cup number 4 for this franchise. That's it. That is it. But looking forward to Luke and Brett Pesce returning. I hope it's tonight in Detroit. If not, I hope it's tomorrow night against the Islanders at home. Should be a fun one. Should be another intense game, another good test for this Devils team. And hopefully they are on the road to recovery from these last couple bad outings because they were bad. They were real bad. But let me know what you thought about anything I said in this video in the comments. Let me know what you think about Brett Pesce and Luke Hughes returning to the lineup finally. Later on tonight, I will be on after the game with the Post-Postgame live, as always, talking to everyone. Going to do some phone call-ins. I already have a couple people, I think, scheduled to call in, and I'll put the number in the chat for anyone else who wants to call in, bring back some of that old-school sports talk radio feel. I always love that kind of thing. I also have at 6 p.m. tonight, actually, before the pregame, the premiere of my Taylor ham egg and cheese review from The Rock during the Tampa Bay Lightning disaster game from the other night. I've been hearing tons of things about the Taylor ham egg and cheese. People are talking about it on every forum and every single thing online and social media, and the Devils were promoting it as the item of the game, and Taylor ham egg and cheese is all I kept hearing about. So I was like, all right, growing up in New Jersey, I obviously love Taylor ham egg and cheese. Consider myself a bit of a connoisseur of the sandwich, if I'm being honest. I've consumed hundreds of them over my lifespan, and I had to check it out. So I went into The Rock, got my hands on one of these Taylor ham egg and cheeses, did a little review. That video drops tonight at 6 o'clock. You'll see the premiere on the page now. I'll be in the chat before the game in there talking to a bunch of you as well. But anything, everything, New Jersey Devils hockey, throw it out there in the comments. We're very close. The return of Pesce and Luke Hughes, and hopefully the start of this team getting on the right track for good for this 24-25 season that has so many of us excited. And a lot of you doomsdayers are already, being super negative. And don't worry, I keep receipts. There's receipts of all of you from the Post-Postgame live the other night, talking all of your nonsense in the chat. And I will be coming back for all of you during our playoff successes. I will not let you slide. All right, that's it. I'll be back soon. Tomorrow we got the Post-Postgame live, Taylor ham egg and cheese review. I'll be back soon. Love you all. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go